questions I used to ask myself growing up as the granddaughter of 4 Holocaust survivors is, how could the Holocaust have happened? But then after October 7th, I said many times, if there were social media back then, this is what it would look like. Well, today on Holocaust Remembrance Day, I want to take you a little bit through the history of how this unfolded. You see that woman circled right there? That's my maternal grandmother, Hilda Wind. Here she's featured with members of a Zionist youth movement in Dębiec, Poland in 1937. Over 400 anti-Semitic laws were put into place prior to World War II. The first wave of legislation from 1933 to 1934 focused largely on limiting the participation of Jews in German public life. The first major law was called the Law for the Restoration of the Professional Civil Service, according to which Jewish and politically unreliable civil servants and employees were to be excluded from state service. In April 1933, German law restricted the number of Jewish students at German schools and universities. In the same month, further legislation sharply curtailed Jewish activity in the medical and legal professions. This is a headline from last week. CUNY's silent purge 0 Jewish leaders in top 80 roles amid rising hate. 1933, Jewish activity in the medical and legal professions were sharply curtailed. Subsequent laws and decrees restricted reimbursement of Jewish doctors from public state health insurance funds. So maybe it starts with something like this. Jewish healthcare professionals demand action against anti-Zionism in medicine. The letter argues that anti-Israel extremism has become systemic in leading medical institutions. This is from December. In early 1934, Jewish actors were forbidden to perform on the stage or the screen. So is something like this the beginning of that? Genocide apologist Jerry Seinfeld is not welcome in Illinois. Or what about what happened to comedian Guy Hockman last week, where he was banned from the Fine Arts Theater in Beverly Hills because he would not say that Israel committed a genocide? Then, of course, the laws went on to ensure that Jewish people did not marry Germans or even had sex with Germans or anyone with German-related blood. Now, this is really important, especially for the as a Jew Jews. The Nuremberg laws did not identify a Jewish someone with particular religious beliefs. Instead, the First Amendment to the Nuremberg laws defined anyone who had 3 or 4 Jewish grandparents as a Jew, regardless of whether that individual recognized himself or herself as a Jew or belonged to the Jewish religious community. Many Germans who had not practiced Judaism or who had not done so for years found themselves caught in the grip of Nazi terror. Even people with Jewish grandparents who had converted to Christianity could be defined as Jews. So as you read and watch the news, I want you to think about this and consider how important being a proud Jewish Zionist is.